rather large family are all kind of stupid because they just don't get it. TV is way more fun and much less effort. Sit at home, got a cat to pet, got some chips and carbonated water, which I love. That's a good day. Getting myself dressed up, going out in the cold, getting to hang around with people,
This message is really for our two guests, and maybe for some of our members, because you may be thinking of renewing your membership. Membership dues are coming up next month, and we have two individuals who may want to join, but I wouldn't feel right at this membership drive party if I didn't tell you some things you need to know. Now, you know the main purpose of joining a Toastmasters club, and our Vice President of Education so eloquently have it here: mutual supportive, a positive learning experience, empowering to develop. These are things that Toastmasters stand for. But there are some members in this club that may make that difficult for you to achieve that. Now, one member is not here, but she'll watch the video, so I'm not talking behind her back. Her name is Shannon O'Hara. Now, if you want to be called on the carpet about your grammar, about the way you pronounce words in your speech, she's the person who's going to nail you. You will be able to tell. She'll be writing. You'll be able to tell by the way she's writing if she's nailing you on something. So, pressure knowing when you come up here and giving a speech, an individual out there will be listening to every single word you say. She won't relent. If she happens to be your evaluator, she'll come up here and she'll make it known to you about your grammar and what you mispronounced. It happened to me so often, I had to invest in the book to help me get stronger in my grammar. However, maybe it's not a bad idea to have that type of person in the club. I must admit, Kelly, my writing has improved. I am a lot more articulate in my speaking, and I am more conscious of my grammar, so maybe it's okay to have a person like that in your group. However, we have another individual. If you think you're going to just come in here and relax and have a nice club meeting, not if Miss Barb is speaking, Miss Call to Action, who will make you feel guilty if you're not involved in any volunteer work or civil duty. People could be talking about fashion of the world, the latest dresses, fine fabric. Barb will stop in the middle of the speech talking about it. Barb, confess, girl, confess. And will say, but do you know? Did you know? The groups who are making this fabric, the labor laws, you have no clue, will take a perfectly fun event and make you think about social issues. Don't bring up voting. You'll get the whole civil rights history all over again. Oh, food. You could be, John, you're eating at your favorite restaurant, John. Not with Barb. She'll talk about food and in her speech and then in the middle of the speech, but did you know that may have GMOs in it? There go your meal. However, I must admit, Miss Energetic who comes up here, every time a social issue comes up, I have to admit it has given me some speech ideas. So much so, I went back and dug out a history of a letter Dr. King wrote years ago from a Birmingham jail. And it's all because Barb stirred everybody up at the meeting and had us think about social issues. But that's not the worst of it, you two. There's one other individual. He happens to be the president of the club. Yeah, that's him sitting over there. He happens to be a doctor too. Not a doctor of MD, but you would think by some of his speeches you could never tell. So if you want to feel guilty about eating any type of comfort food, if it's not a vegetable, if it's not fruit, if it's not raw, it better come from a plant, not be made in a plant. Those are the speeches you're going to be subjected to. At first I thought maybe he was the author of this book, Back to Eden. But I didn't see his name listed. However, he could very well have been an author of this book. He gave a speech one day entitled, How to Clean Your Pipes. Now, I just knew. Oh, wait a minute. I own a condo now. Maybe something I need to know, or maybe it's something going on with my car. Oh, no, John, you know what it's about? My intestines. How the, what? But that didn't really do it. What really did it for me, that almost caused his impeachment. Kelly, I had the petition ready. Rocky, I was ready for you to sign, all of you to sign. Is when he had the audacity to come up here and give a speech. Barb, you remember, because I was in tears over there. Rocky had to hold me. He had to give a speech on what's in a hot dog. Shannon and I had hot dogs for lunch that day. And he gave a speech on I'm going to explain to you what's in a hot dog. Impeach that man, I said impeach! But to make us feel better, at least that's what he thought, he gave us an alternative to the hot dog. It was a bun. You remember that bun? The bun with just vegetables in it? And you expected that to make a difference. However, I will admit, I do drink a little more water now. I will admit, I don't eat as many hot dogs as I used to in the past. So maybe, just maybe, they're okay members to have in this club. The only reason why Rocky got off the hook is he stopped wearing black. Rocky would always wear black, but when he started changing, I couldn't quite pick on him anymore. So if you want your language and grammar to improve, if you want great speech ideas on social issues, and of course if you want healthy tips, then join. But remember something, you two. I warned you. Mr.